The jurors' contentions. Once more. Once a wrong, always a wrong, I say. Huh? Different breed to us law-abiding citizens. There's only 2 bullets were found at the scene. I would say the whole case is done and dusted. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was a pickpocket. I've never imagined that simple operation would cause me such grief. The accused attempts to outrun a thief on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busier day ahead. I am ballistics expert. I've seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about the guns. Maybe you can help us, my guy? It would seem there is little remaining room for doubt. I have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the argument put forward by the chap in black. Never changed your verdict, though. But when that fell apart like a house of cards, I saw that I'd jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more. The whole courtroom is turning against me. It's not fair. Iris, that prosecutor's being mean. Just because Ginny's done something she shouldn't have done in the past, that doesn't make her a murderer. Allow me to savour this fruity vintage which I savour the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter. Here's to the truth coming out, eventually. That's enough preamble. Counsel, proceed. Yes, my lord. Okay, I'm going to jump straight to ballistics expert. Because I'm hoping there's something we can work with. I thought you were just a tourist. You can be many things, do you not scare? Just wanted to double check something. Good day, I'm visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. There's no way he's just a visiting tourist. So, you're a ballistics expert. Who knew? I have much experience with guns. I've lived through many, how do you say, extreme and violent bath of extreme and violent bloodbaths, perhaps? Those extreme violent bloodbaths. English is very difficult tongue. Considering the sort of people you associate with, I'm surprised you still have a tongue. What? What's that supposed to mean? Anyway, if you have questions about bullets and guns, you ask me. There is nothing I do not know. No mystery I cannot solve. He's very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure. But, if possible, please, only in Russian. I think we established that I don't know Russian, mate. So... He's not very confident in his knowledge of English, though, is he? Still, we should bear it in mind. He's our man if there's a mystery about guns or bullets. Oh. I guess we don't have anything, to be fair. He's managed to convince everyone. When you have eliminated the possible, he said. But he hasn't. We're going to fight back. We need more material. We have to fight back. We have to turn this trial around again. We'll keep that guy in mind. Because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder. Is that what you're saying? Well, all members of the British Army so quick to judge? Oh, I beg your pardon? Are you mocking Her Majesty's Armed Forces, the greatest military organisation in the world? No, I'm simply illustrating my point. Making assumptions about people because they're a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous. Well, yes, my point being, I suppose. Let's not forget the girl had already shown she had it in her from before. She's clearly a criminal soul through and through. Can't deny it. When you say that she's shown she had it in her, are you referring to this? Exactly! Tried to swipe that only a day earlier, huh? Or am I mistaken? Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that. I've never actually seen the real thing. Can't wait to have a closer look at it. Of course. Oh, that's right, you weren't home. Heating my breakfast up again. Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe. We still don't know what tune to play, so do we? But I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy. Mr. McGilder's disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. Should we? How different would it be from the last time we saw it? Let's see if someone left something, perhaps. Here's the obvious bloodstain from... What's his name? Yeah, what's his name? Rude! This is blood! You're right. Just a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, it feels like I've noticed that before. Oh! Are we going to shoot? I thought I'd be waiting forever! Alright, hold still with that disc, Bruno. Can we get this done quickly, Iris? In a flash. Pew! All together now! Lovely bright shade again! That colour. What is it? It's just... that green, it's not the first time we've seen that colour, is it? Interesting. Still don't know if it's viable in court, but can't be a coincidence, can it? Keep that in mind, keep that in mind. It's the number of bullets that has you convinced. Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlour maid asks how many they are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count their table settings. Well, that's logical, I suppose. Although, yes? Sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 gets rather like fine china. Does your employer dine with thieves? Perhaps the same people as bread? So I suppose, if there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position. A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene. Could that be possible? I'm not sure about proving it, but I have an inkling. So 1 shot Windibank, 1 shot Sholmes. But if we look at our little blood portfolio, that green colour might not be Sholmes. If Iris's contraption is to be trusted anyway. What are the odds of these? Is that what we're going with? Allow me to show you then. The third bullet.
Take that!
I don't suppose this would pass as the third bullet. Oh wait, we acknowledge it as the second. Fuck. No, but there's something wrong. I swear. It passes for a bullet as much as you'd pass for a lawyer, my learned friend. Coming from you, I'm going to take that as meaning not much. In no way does it resemble a bullet if it helps. There's literally a bullet in the... Whatever. Yes, It's been a long day. Let's actually try to find this third bullet before we attempt that again, Bruno. A bullet that we haven't brought up. Okay, fine. So if I've understood correctly, you need two pictures, a left eye one and a slightly different right eye one. Exactly! Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions, like this! So, if you have 2 bullets, I don't suppose you can see anything useful with them? I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is that girl in the dock. How can you be so sure of that? Think about it. The Skulkin brothers shot the great detective, did they? That's been mentioned once or twice. Well then, surely he's coming into focus now, is it? What if there's another point? This is a waste of time. I'm not going to change this man's mind anytime soon. There might be another person. I mean, who's to say? There's no calming this man down. Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say it's nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. There's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet had simply vanished from his stomach. It's quite inexplicable, don't you think? I almost don't want to ask, but this surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on... What's the fellow's name again? Herlock. Herlock Sholmes, by any chance? Good Lord! It was a Herlock fellow! What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Sholmes? That's right. Using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. It was a fairly major op, I can tell you. This is crazy. Let me see, the fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. He said he'd been shot by some criminal author, so it opened up like a shot. The funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb. I couldn't find the bullet anywhere. So I'm afraid I have to throw up my hands and just stitch the fellow back up. I hate to state the obvious, but... yes! Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the crime! The counsel for the defense is correct. It's clearly shown in this photographic print. The bullet that the Skulkin brothers fired at Mr. Sholmes hit him in the stomach region. then exited his body and lodged into the shop wall where the calendar was hanging by the door. I think you'll find this really quite simple if you consider the problem three-dimensionally. Oh wait, I gave him the judge's voice. Yeah, whatever, it still stands. Ha! Who do you think I am, son? Well, juror number 4 is about the best I can do. As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Like a pancake. Are you saying that you checked his back? Oh, for an exit wound? Of course I did. There wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet had left the body at all. What? That's the point! The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Which is exactly why I set about sizing him up. I'm still none the wiser even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please explain what happened? Can someone please solve the mystery? It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. Mystery of where that bullet ended up is infuriating. Where is an expert when you need one? An expert? Did you want an expert? A bit of a stretch, but perhaps. These two... the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other. Wait, is this a game over? A ballistics expert! B-T. B-I-T-T. Anyway, on the night in question, Mr. Soames was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, so to speak, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found and was lodged in Mr. Soames' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Soames was shot. But then there was no exit wound, so that can't be the one that shot Soames. Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Willem. Pleased to meet you. This apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? I've seen very similar situation in Motherland. It was night. There was blizzard. I was running away along the mountain road in freezing cold. Golly. The snow was piling high on both sides of the road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. I was shot from behind and I fell down in snow. This situation was very similar to what I hear today from Doctor. They could not find bullet in my body. And no sign of, how do you say, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. What? How did you get... If they never hit you, why did you fall down? Bullet hit a frozen wall of ice very close to my side. What? What? Once more, please. Very sharp. Broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. It made deep wound that looks just like bullet wound. Sorry, the bottom wasn't working. Goodness gracious! Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside. That is solution to mystery of disappearing bullet. That doesn't answer the question at all! What about this situation? There's no ice for it. The shooting happened in the pawnbroker shop. Not some snowy mountain road in another country! True, but maybe a similar principle is at work here. Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here. Bruno, where exactly was Hurley shot again? The abdomen, right? Well, according to the report, in his stomach. Sort of around this area, I think. That's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt. Pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that. Yes, a pouch! It's where he keeps in 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigations. What? Really? Doctor! Where is the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing? Well, the fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital as far as he didn't. If I may. Lord Von Zix? While I realise it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during your summation examination, I should inform the defence that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. Okay, coming through. Sorry. As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound. Thank goodness! I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment. Since then, it has been in my safekeeping along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Very well, while extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must demand the prosecution present the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch! I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question, is it? One of the files is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the file exploded. It's so dangerous. Exploded! So that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch. It was the glass foil exploding that caused the fellow's injury. This bullet did not penetrate weak, but was deflected into a wall of shot. Delightfully complex aroma. Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case. Sure it doesn't. That doesn't explain the bullet on the calendar now. The bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective, and the accused shot the broker. The pertinent facts of the case remain unaltered. I don't think so. But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man. No, thank you very much. Glad I could help. Due to its bearing on the conundrum just solved, the court will sequester the Scruffy pouch as evidence. Hurley's pouches and Scruffy? Now. Sheesh. These glass vials are full of Hurley's homemade potions. Homemade? Yes, like fingerprint powder to show up with a... Looks very liquidy, by the way. When people have touched things. And scent amplifying solution to intensify the smell lingering on an object. It's amazing. Technology. They're all very easy to use. It's just one thing that you have to be careful of. They're all very flammable. Mr. Soames is a walking bomb! Whether he's passionate about finding out the truth or just oblivious to the dangers. Wait, is that the same thing? It's really scorched badly just here. The strap is broken, look! This must be where the bullet hit them. Let me see. A bullet! Damn, that part of the pouch is very sturdy. Iris, look! Behind where the broken fire was. Do you see it? That's the Skulking Brothers bullet! It's a stroke of luck that it hit his pouch. Indeed. Because now we're introduced to a third bullet. This is an amazing discovery. What this means is there were 3 bullets fired at Winterbanks that night. I found exactly what the juror was talking about. The third bullet. It's time to press that juror again, I think. Oh, submitted as evidence. Let's see if it says anything more. This is the bullet that was fired from the Skulking Brothers gun on the night of the incident. It turns out it never actually entered Hurley's body at all. Thanks to the thick leather of that pouch he was wearing, it saved him. Hurley's always lucky like that. Well, considering what he had to go through in hospital, I wonder how lucky he really was. Oh dear, poor Hurley. Hopefully he's still alive. Considering he was never actually injured like that, I hope. Yes, we shall proceed. Get out of here. Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, there's a new piece of evidence. It could be a valuable clue. You can't afford to overlook anything he'd use on Norscare. No, you cannot. Still a way to turn this around somehow. I'm sure of it. Well, pressity press. Only 2. Oh, I beg to differ. It's a number of bullets. There is another. I have proof. Definitive proof this time. Irrefutable. Oh my god, my penalties are looking horrible.
Take that!
Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question in Winterbank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired.
Hold it!
What is this new trickery, you Nipponese conjurer? Where did you find that bullet? It was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch. What? This pouch was removed from around Mr. Sholmes' waist before he was taken to hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one. Do you mean to say? The shot fired by the Skulking Brothers that night? Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. No, you do not. It is clearly visible in this photographic print. 2 guns from the scene have already been submitted into the court record as evidence. Yes, that's of Mr. Winterbank and that belonging to the Skulking Brothers. An examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. But that must mean... That's right. We now know that on the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns removed from the crime scene. Recovered, sorry. And until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, we cannot and must not pass judgment. the summation examination remains incomplete. The court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built. It is my prerogative in this situation. I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter! What? Bailiff! Bring the witnesses back to the stand at once! Witnesses... Governor! You're listening to proceedings with the defense... No, the defense carried out the summation examination. We was, Governor, we was. Perhaps we can dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. The third bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that? Make of it, Gov? I don't make nothing of nothing. Is it one of yours? God blimey, God blimey, no chance. In that case, did you have an accomplice? What? Never. The Skulking brothers work alone. It's just the two of us. That's our trademark. How soon we forget Paul Sulky? Only two of the bullets from the crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The third bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it? Lummy, that's an head scratcher, isn't it? Counsel for the defense. Yes? I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. The third bullet and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came. Thinking back over the testimony we've heard and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear what this third bullet tells us about the Skulking brothers. Well, yeah, they probably have a secret accomplice because they were like, oh, he'll get us. We never said anything about another gun. Nothing to do with them. So they say. I think we're gonna go with this. On that night at Winterbank's pawnbrokery, the brothers must have been working with a third man. They're sweating. The witnesses are clearly doing their best to cover up the existence of this accomplice. But the evidence all points to the fact there was someone else present. Someone carrying a gun.
Objection!
An accomplice, you say? Pigswell. These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations. Is that right, bro? Yet in all that time there has not been a murmur of the third man. If this apparently wraith-like being exists, the court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. The prosecution demands answers on 2 counts. Proof, evidence that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. Okay, we got that. And secondly, the identity of this spurious character. Skulking's a lying, I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of the person they're hiding? No, counsel. prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity even. In response to the prosecution's demands, my lord, the defense is ready to present answers. The defense is ready! I believe I can provide all the answers with the I'm ready! So, my Nipponese friend, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. This promises to be interesting. Alright, I have to push forward now. There's no other option. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me if it will make a difference. In that case, counsel, I will ask you to present the evidence without delay. On the night in question, in the moments leading up to the death of the victim, what proof have you that there was a third intruder present at the scene?
Take that!
The evidence is right here in this portfolio. Jove, that portfolio again, is it? Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific! You claim one of those blood samples proves the presence of this third intruder. Well, which one is it? Saying this one, right? We need to explain this bullet.
Take that!
What am I looking at here? It appears to be some green paint or something. No. That's a blood stain, my lord. Blood stain! Green blood. Curious even for you. It's the court to understand that the true intruder was some unhuman creature. It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes. I'm the great detective! New invention stop! Not yet appeared in story stop! It's this, you see. It doesn't have a name yet, though. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts with different elements in people's blood to change its color. Different elements of people's blood? Yes. Everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell what a flash whose blood it is. Ooh, that brings a whole extra dimension to looking at blood. Talk of blood in courtroom, stop. Very exciting, stop. As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Winterbank. Oh, striking blue. Yes, so you see, the green colour of this bloodstain on the calendar shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop. Now, horrify there, young man. Could be some unrelated incident, couldn't it? It's the day of the murder, bro. No, it's not unrelated. The date showing on the calendar is the day on which Mr. Winterbank was killed. By golly! Therefore, we can assume that whoever was shot on the same day. Then whose blood is it? Well, the Skulkin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder, in fact.
Objection!
Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. You can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third intruder?
Take that!
The man's name is, again, Benedict. Even though I thought we established he had a fake name. I don't know what that fake name is. Agent Benedict! Who on earth are you talking about, counsel? He paid a visit to Winterbank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place. When the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession. That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Edgar Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force. Broker! Yes, sir! I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you. Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once. Now that's the lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you wastrel, and needless to say, any music box discs too. Inspector Gregson was there at the time and can attest to what had happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Yes, my lord. It's more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Winterbank for a print showing the fellow. Oh, nice. Taken from one of his red-handed recorder gubbinses. Yes, that's him talking to Winterbank that morning. I'm surprised we weren't caught. You claim this man is the brother's accomplice. Well, Mr. Skulkin? I'm probably not going to admit to it. I've never seen the geezer before in my life. All my life, Governor, all my life. Never seen him. Nah. Somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion. I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend's actual assertion, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can. Then show us the evidence! I agree, we must see proof that the clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal you say he is. This is the last piece of evidence. I had a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start. And now, I'm going to drag it kicking and screaming into the courtroom. Are you ready to present your answer to the court then, counsel? Yes, my lord. The defense will present evidence now. Proof that the man pictured in this photographic print was in fact the person struck by the third bullet. Do we present the blood samples or the disc? I'm gonna go with this because it has both though.
Take that!
Okay, good. That proof is right here in this portfolio. Gracious, counsel. Does that portfolio contain the answers to every question posed? Be lovely. I see you share my interest in claret-coloured liquids, my Nipponese friend, but... Enough! The court demands to see further evidence. Okay, yep. Which blood sample proves the man you've identified was the one shot by the... Yep.
Take that!
As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully admittedly, to reclaim this desk from Winterbanks, which is when the aforementioned Edgar Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession now. It's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. But of course, sir, here's the disc for you. Very well. And I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute, that disc! It's mine! What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal! Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions caused Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed, and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Goodness, a bloodstain is it? My assistant and I have just analysed the bloodstain here in this very courtroom. Using my trusty Fogger gun. Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio. Oh, I say! It's green. It's exactly the same colour as the blood around the calendar. The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Edgar Benedict, who was in Winterbanks earlier that day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that night. So there was someone else there. Look at those two brothers now, they're sweating buckets. Oi, what are you talking about? It's boiling in here. Lord, it is the opinion of the defence that Mr. Edgar Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. It would certainly seem that we can ill afford to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence.
Objection!
This has gone long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. Sherlock Holmes, you see. Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist in a series of short stories from the vulgar classes. A god of detection or some such. Now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court in the land. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. So the bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same colour. Well, and pray, do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it. Right, it's Mr. Sholmes' concoction a load of rubbish. I mean, he is a great detective. What are you talking about? We can't let him get away with that! Okay. What else can we do? Okay, but the third bullet, and if it wasn't Sholmes, would you really say that's Winterbank's blood if he died in the storeroom? Like, that third bullet is suspicious. Surely we can proceed with the trial just on the fact that the third bullet is sus. Like, yeah, okay, I guess the blood thing was a bit ahead of its time, so whatever, I guess, but the third bullet, man, we need it. I mean, I guess we can't positively identify without Sholmes' thingo, but oh, come on, there's gotta be a third party. I mean, I guess we can't definitively identify. I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. But what other choice did I have? I think you did the right thing, Nuno. I'm just remembering my Father Christmas. So he was temporarily suspending the summation. Oh, are we still doing that then? In other words, let's see what the jurors think, right? The examination isn't over yet, is it? Good grief, what did you say, young girl? And in a summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? Ooh. So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people will think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now. Yes, she's right. Young lady, you have quite the devious mind. It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Bruno. Is that about right, would you say? Or did I misunderstand something? Unbelievable. Sholmes' partner is a force to be reckoned with. Iris Wilson, sharpshooter. After that shrewd perceive of the situation from an entirely unexpected source, it must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. This is absurd! Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings in this matter. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you will come to fair and just conclusions. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Guilty.
What?
Guilty?
Not guilty.
Why those two? What? Oh, okay, but we got 4 of them on our side, right? 2 called guilty and 4 not. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection.
What now? My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. On what grounds? These jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work. Then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. I'm sorry, Lord Von Zieks, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue. Oh! Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that will be impossible. What? The name the gentleman gave for himself, Edgar Benedict, is quite clearly false. I don't believe it. Just when I managed to prove the man was there that night.
Could I say something?
Who was that, please? Who spoke? I don't remember.
It was me, my lord.
I didn't take you for an and ahs person, but juror number 5. What have you to say, madam?
If possible, Inspector.
Me, ma'am.
I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again? The one in which the gentleman is shown.
Right, yes, this one you mean, of Mr. Benedict.
Yes. There's no doubt in my mind.
Number 5, you don't mean to say... You do know this man, don't you?
Yes, I know him.
What? No! Good gracious! Oh! Order! You're number 5! How on earth?
I am a communications officer, stop!
As we can clearly see.
The gentleman in the photograph is... Stop! Also a communications officer, stop! He works in my office, stop!
Truly a small world, with very familiar juries and a very
talented operator, in fact, stop! He should be in the communication station now, stop! Tapping away on the telegraph, stop!
This doesn't seem right somehow. I can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right. Yeah.
I suppose we all imagined the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out he has a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night.
Facets of human personality, right? I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong. Well, we met him. He's a bit abrasive, isn't he? If the gentleman is at London's communication station, we should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Von Zeeks, if you please. Yes, my lord. Make the necessary arrangements with all haste, as your lordship bids. The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Gregson. Yes, my lord. I should like to hear from you specifically about events at the pawnbrokery on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. Yes, sir, my lord. Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m.